All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are back here again. Okay, so in the last session, we have finished with the prop scatter, but it's a little, it's a little fucky wucky, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because we had to do some stuff I'm not really a fan of. Like, I think, excuse me, I think right now all of the meshes get I think they may be getting recreated when the game runs. Now, as I mentioned in the last session, if I'm making a tool and it runs in the editor, I would like to only run in the editor and not have to run in the game, because that's kind of the whole point of being an editor tool. And I think what's happening right now is that it runs once when we generate it randomly in the editor, and then it runs again when the level begins. And we had an issue where everything would just disappear when the level begins. And I think I might have isolated what the problem was. And the problem, I think, was the fact that this enter tree code, was actually running when the game began. And what does it do when the game begins? It creates a new multi-mesh, so that gets cleared. Creates a new static body, that gets cleared. Everything basically gets cleared, and it runs the generate prop. So here's what I'm going to do. I am not going to go ballistic here. I'm going to make a copy of the script and a copy of the scene, and we're going to see if we can make this work like originally intended. Prop scatter tool version 1. I'm going to keep it here. We'll give it a second to update itself. Oh god, not this again. Man. Maybe that replacement drive ain't doing too good. Let's launch this just on the sidelines. See if we can take a look at it. Alright, we're gonna duplicate this. This is... Oh. Okay. What is this, made by Sony? Or Samsung? Good, 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 good. Okay. Well, it doesn't say anything about the drive going. Alright. Version 2. And then we're gonna make a script. Version 2. Irong! Welcome. Irong, you sound like a dude who knows a lot about the Godot's development. Or Godot's, all the functions, all the features, and seemingly there's a level of knowledge under the hood. Are you, by any chance, actually involved in the engine's development? Or are you just that good? Alright, let's detach the script. We're going to attach script version 2. And first things first, I want to undo some stuff. It has a mesh instance, has a static body. And this, what is this? This is collision shape. This is for defining the region. So we want it to be a collision shape. That's fine. So it's got everything we need. So first things first, we're going to do if editor is engine. If engine is editor hint. So if it's in the editor, then we're going to run everything. If it's not in the editor, return. Okay. What do we do here? If it doesn't have a mesh instance 3D, we don't need this because it should have it always. Let me just double check that I'm using, that I'm in the right script. So it does have a mesh instance. That should be good. Just interested in software engineering. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, if it has no collision shape, that's not required. Okay, and then here, If there's no multi-mesh, we create a multi-mesh. This part is required. And then shape is created unique as well. And then runs generate prop, which technically this should not be here because we're quite literally defining a new multi-mesh and the new shape. So that should not be executed. Okay, next. Generate prop. If it's not running in the editor, so it's running just a regular game, it will return. Good. Same thing with the physics process here. Okay. So let's see how far that's going to work. There's a particular improvement that I want to add to this prop scatter tool. And the particular improvement would be, instead of using randomness, to use a noise map. And we're just going to sample the colors of the noise map and use that information to distribute the necessary props. Hopefully it'll work. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? Prop scatter. Right, we need to give it a mesh. So let's do the beholder. Mark as unique. Material. And then 10. Okay, now okay, so that works. And the question is it still going to work once I run this? At some point, we should deal with that 1,000 errors. Okay. Well, I don't see any boulders. It should really just be right in front. Okay, so let's see. We know that the multi-mesh is there. We know that we've populated it with the appropriate data. That right there should probably not be running. That could be it. You added stars. I think that was just a test. I've downloaded an HDR. Damn it! I've downloaded an HDR map and to see how it works. I gotta say, Godot's environment node is a little limiting on how I can work with the stars. Because something that I would like to be able to do is have fog, but on the upper range, have the fog reveal a little bit of the sky. That's not really, it's not really something that's a feature. Right? um, okay. So, no rocks. No rocks, no boulders. Now, why is that the case? Physics process. We have this here. It only allows this code to run if it's an editor hint. We have a function called generate props. Let's try print props being generated. Okay, now what the heck is this? I think the fuse box has some print commands. Battery box inserted. Don't need this. Don't need that. Dang it. I'm not even in the right scene. Participated in the latest Godot XR game jam. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, I've seen the dude make Bastion make an announcement on that. Man, if I had time, I would totally participate. The theme was quite interesting, having a relax. I was partially thinking if I should make like some sort of an LSD trip type game. You just lie down and then you just get hurled through space. It's like a less violent trip from Doctor Strange. I think pretty much everybody thought of some sort of an LSD trip game. I mean, the theme basically kind of asked for it. Okay. So that doesn't... Okay. Something entered. Oh boy. OST zone. OST started. Let's not do that. Alright. Iron, I believe you were the one who told me about this. And I think I forgot, and then you told me about this again. But I forgot again. My apologies. Sublunaris has a shader that the shader code that keeps popping up in the output. Actually, I think I answered that question myself. I think there's an error in that shader, and that's why it keeps popping up. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. What do we have here? Physical bone, physical bone, physical... I think this is Vine. Vine. Blocking vines. Yep. Bones to simulate. There we go. If it's in the outputs. If there's an error, it outputs to the shader. Got it. Keep that in mind. Okay. Just trying to get it to the point where we can see some sort of an output. A useful output, that is. Come on. Come on, my own. Okay. So I know that it doesn't work, but I just want to see an output. Remote detection execute black box. Okay. Create cluster. Safe room. Uh-huh. The safe room creating clusters of plants to destroy. Also, somebody had mentioned about that. Hold on a second. I had forgotten to link one of the safe room. One of the plants. Some eagle-eyed viewer mentioned I only did 1, 3, 4. Forgot the 2. There we go. Thank you very much. Fix that up. And, okay, back in here. So, oh, well, we don't have the rocks even here. So that's lovely. Why is that the case? Actually, that could be the culprit. I've let's print this. New multi-mesh resource created. Okay. Yes. So when we left and then joined back the scene, it lost everything. So prop scatter version 2. We're gonna do a quick test. Boulder. Yep. And then I don't think I need to apply the material, but since we're here. Okay, set this to 10. Excuse me, didn't mean to do that. And there we go. Okay, so now save it. Then we go to a different scene, and I come back. The boulders are gone. And why are the boulders gone? Okay. Props being generated. That got executed. Position changed. Instance count changed. Now that doesn't sound right. So go here, go back to the level. Weird. Unless I'm not updating. Let's see. Sure, yes. Prop scatter tool 2. Just gonna line transform. Yep. Reset. So it does say position change, prop being generated, new multi-mesh resource created. That's good. Boulder, 10. I'm not going to change anything else. Save it. I'm going to clear the output. Go here. Go back. Boulders are still here. Okay, go here. Go back. Still here. Okay, maybe this is the problem with scripts, tool scripts not being updated until you close and reopen the scene, because now the props aren't disappearing. They're just staying here. Maybe what I'm missing is a ready function that samples the position of everything. Yeah, there you go. Everything's just gone. Okay. So if I go here and go back, it's just gone. But it does say instance count change, props being generated. Position change, props being generated. Instead of opening and closing, there's an option, reload the scene and script. Reload current project. Scene. Reload saved scene. Interesting. Okay. That's going to take as long as it takes to open it. That's useful, actually. Okay, so I have a problem. And that problem is that for some reason, my boulders get cleared. Now, why did not have this problem with the trees? And also, where are they even being placed? Nowhere to be found. Okay. Maybe, let's do this. Maybe we're going to say that we're going to have func ready. So we're going to make it, we're going to make all these tracker variables, record the initial values. Position, global position. And then changed false. Soft reload tool script in the file menu of the script editor. Soft reload. Interesting. To reload the scene works too. Fascinating. So, but that seems like a workaround. Shouldn't it just do that automatically when you save a tool script? Because it's inconsistent. Sometimes it does reload it, sometimes it doesn't. So it seems like there's a bit of a whoopsie happening in the background. Okay, well, let's see. Soft reload tool script. Okay. What's weird is that right now nothing is being spawned. Why is that the case? Let's see. Okay. Multi-missions count 14. Yes. If shape is sphere shape 3D, which I believe it is. Unless, let's just double check. Is sphere. Yes. Is sphere. So that is correct. So this does work. Okay. Recast 3D, so the position is based on prop position. This would be in local space. Okay. What if we, just in case, just out of curiosity, what if we do sphere, shear, nice. CSG sphere, new, add child. There we go. These transforms are in local space. As a matter of fact, we should probably random rotation scale. No, that doesn't matter. We just need the location. Okay. Yeah, that's a transform, by the way. We don't want to do that. We want to do global position plus the prop position. Okay. Now this could potentially wreak havoc. Now, let's see. Yes. That is correct. And then if I change the seed, it does actually get the new positions. So that is correct. So why in the heck do the props not show up? Maybe the scale is 0. Oh, 1, 1, 1. Interesting. Multimesh set instance transform. These are the transforms to get set to. It's really weird. It works only once. When we place it into the level. Okay. So that right there. That looks like the position or rotation. X, Y, Z. But these are bases. Okay. When we prepare this transform, I believe we stay in local space. So transform, translated local. So I have to do this, translate it, and possibly add global space coordinates to it. Because this prop position is already in local space. Right. That may or may not be correct, to be honest. $10. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we saved it. Switch here, switch back. Still there. Now I close it. Could probably just reloaded it, but yeah. Come on. And it's gone. Now, condition instance count over 0. Multi-mesh. That could have something to do with it. It didn't really catch any of the other values. Could it be that maybe it's just running too early? Like it says index track 0 is out of bounds. So maybe the multi-mesh doesn't actually get its values. And we're trying to do too much with it too quickly. We have this changed variable. This kind of guarantees that it doesn't run immediately. It's only in the physics process. Huh. Why is this the first time we're experiencing this? It's looking like it's talking about the animation. Yeah, that could actually be A red herring. There we go. The multi-mesh. Condition instance count larger than 0 is true. Oh, good. Nice. Anytime it references a C++ script, there's like 0 I can do about that. At least it's telling me that it's something to do with the instance count. And it's repeating the same 3 lines, so I think that's our loop. Error, everything is fine, yes. Go about your lives. I mean, technically it shouldn't have run this. Because if instance count is 0, then there's nothing. Okay, hold on a second. So this is 1110 errors. If I delete this node, save it, and then reopen it, which I'm going to do by closing it, 1110. Okay. Give it a second. Okay, so we're still at 1110. So that is not related to the scatter node, but we do have other multi-mesh instances here. Maybe some of the multi-mesh instances that are meant for trees are failing to populate trees because they're located in weird spots where like there's no terrain or it can't reach terrain. But either way, this right here is very strange. Okay, let's take a look. Scatter tool. Transform to view. I'm just going to focus on this for the time being. We have a functioning version of this. That's the version 1, but I don't like the way that works. 10. There we go. I save it. The error is that it should be 0, but it's above 0. But it shouldn't be 0. Instance count. It's this property right here. You can't have it not be 0. Unless it is 0 for like a split moment. Okay, so I placed it. I saved it. I close it. I open it. Boulders are going to be gone. So maybe there's a piece of code that is still breaking stuff for us. Yeah. Okay. Let's double check. How do we check if this actually runs? Instance count changed. Radius changed. If you can see the nodes in the editor, they should be saved in the scene. That makes sense. Position changed. Something changed. These are the only things that can update the generation. Everything else just sets the variable, specifically so that the generation would take place in the physics process, because that's where the raycast, unless they're deleted when the scene loads. Well, I can generate stuff with the multi-mesh instance manually, and it'll just stay here. Let me double check that actually. Let's see. Let's do mesh instance. We're going to align transform to view. Okay. Let's double check that theory. Let's give it a quad mesh. Make sure that quad mesh is facing the y-axis. Set it to be 10 by 10. Okay. Test mesh plane. That's what we're going to call it. Next, multi-mesh instance 3D. We're going to give it a multi-mesh here. We're going to set it to 3D. And it is going to be using the beholder. Next, we will use the manual mode, target surface. Oh, it still wants a source mesh. Come on. Test plane. Huh? Oh, I guess that's all it wants. Okay. Source mesh, sure. Populate? Yeah. So it just populated itself. Not what I wanted, but I could just do this. There we go. So we have a cluster bomb of boulders. I'm going to save. Okay. We're going to close. Opening the level. When scene loads the editor, you're running the generation. Only when you press the generate button or only when one of the export values changes. And one of those could be the culprit. Because okay, so you see that stays, right? That's persistent. Put that out of the way. Now, I've populated a bunch of messages here, a bunch of print messages. As a matter of fact, let's also go down here and say shape is set. This is tree entered. It should only run when the tree enters. Okay. Now to test this, I'll have to delete it. Prop scatter tool 2. Okay. Okay, sure. You can't find the ground. Multi-mesh is already set. Boulder. 10. Okay. That's it. Now, I will save this. Close. And we're going to see if there's any outputs indicating that something has changed about the multi-mesh instance. The only way I could make it persistent with the first version is when I instanced the multi-mesh instance. Like here's what can work. Okay, check this out. I'm pretty sure this is a solution. Right click, make editable children. Okay. And then I'm still not sure where the heck it's placing. It's got to be placing it somewhere. I just don't know where. Which could be a clue. It might actually be placing it, but in the middle of just buttfuck nowhere. Okay. So, let's do this. So, this is how it does work. I'm going to instance scatter tool. We're going to align transform to view, reset rotation, and then I'm going to make editable children. Should work if the multi-mesh is correctly saved. Maybe. Well, that could be exactly what's going to happen right now. So I've explicitly made the multi-mesh. We right-clicked and made it editable children, which makes the multi-mesh appear here physically. So I put the boulder down, set it to 10. They get spawned. I will save it. Close. Open level. And the boulders should still be there. Yep. So the boulders are still here. So this is how the original multi-mesh based prop placement is working. As soon as I place the prop scatter tool 1, it actually instances, or should instance, a bunch of physical nodes. I'm not sure why it doesn't do that right now. Is it running the right script? Yes, it is. So oh, right. I ended up adding these nodes back together. So I think it should stay like this. No multi-mesh. So this is how I got it to work, but I'm not a fan of this solution. There we go. So when I drag and drop the prop scatter tool, it instances a multi-mesh instance from scratch, which makes this node be present in the scene as a physical node. Right? And then if we go through the same exact steps, except yeah, that should be okay. I think I need to redrag a new one. Scatter tool version 1. Line transform. Oh, that's weird. It's generating a multi-mesh instance, but it's not letting me populate it. Oh, because I know why. It's because the tool has a default multi-mesh instance already sitting inside of it. We don't need that. Oh yeah, that's going to happen every time we open the scene. So I might want to make it work only when a multi-mesh node has to be generated. There we go. Again, not a fan of this solution. But yeah. Okay, demonstration from scratch. Hopefully it helps me to figure out the issue as well. So, prop scatter tool 1. And interesting. Oh, it has a multi. Right. Dang it. Every time I enter the scene, maybe it's easier to make the root node of your tool be the multi-mesh instance 3D. It seems like I might just have to do that, and I think that's exactly how I did it before. The unfortunate thing is that I won't be able to have a collision shape. Well, no, I could still technically have a collision shape as a size element. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe this is just either a bug, or that's just the design limitation of multi-mesh instance. You have to add the weird code, so you don't have to add the weird code to copy the multi-mesh. I mean, that's not really the issue. I need to add weird code to prevent it from spawning the multi-mesh when I'm just editing the scene itself. Because technically when I'm opening the scene, the tree entered signal gets triggered, so it's like, oh, we need to create all the resources. Like, no, motherfucker, I'm just trying to edit the scene. Chill out. But yeah, you were right. Which honestly, I think that's going to solve all my problems. I don't know why I was anal about it, to be honest. Let's see. So we're going to go scatter tool to, we're going to do make scene root. We're going to set the scatter tool script. Man, why didn't I think of that? All right. What is this? Collision shape. I do need a collision shape to be editable, however, so that we can edit the collision shape in the scene. Let's do tree entered. On tree entered. There we go. Okay, so we don't need the multi-mesh node. If the multi-mesh is null, which by the way, we don't need an export variable for the multi-mesh because it has its own. Okay, if it's in the editor, we need to create a new collision, a new basic shape. So var radius shape CSG sphere 3D. No. Or just shape. Sphere shape. Yeah. Make a new one. Add child. Radius shape. And we need to make sure that there isn't one already. When we add a child, we need to make readable so that it's just called sphere shape 3D and not like 001 hashtag sphere shape dash colon yada yada yada. If not, has node called sphere shape 3D. Okay. We also need to make sure that it doesn't run if it is inside of itself. So I think we can do get tree current scene if that name happens to be, let's do prop scatter tool. If it is prop scatter tool return, do not do any of the stuff. So it only needs to do this when we're in the level. Okay, sphere. Wait a minute. I'm stupid. Collision shape 3D is the node. We'll deal with that later. That's the node. And then multi-mesh, if it's null, multi-mesh is editor hint should be enough, I think. Well, you'd think about it, but is this not the editor? Am I not currently in the editor running this scene in the editor, right? So you could be in the editor in the main level, which is where I want it to work, and also be in the editor editing this scene, which is where I don't want it to work, right? I don't want it populating multi-mesh instances here, right? So here I cleared it, right? And then if I were to close it, it doesn't populate it. Well, because we have an error in the code, so that doesn't really help with the demonstration. Okay, let me maybe fix this up first. Identifier multi-mesh is not declared in current scope. Multi-mesh. Oh, right. We did change the script. There we go. Okay. Shape. Okay. So for the shape, we could just populate. You know what? Let's do it like this. If the radius shape, oh, but that's a local variable. We can't do that. We gotta do if. There we go. Collision shape 3D shape is null. Then collision shape is going to be new sphere shape. Cool. All right. Now, okay, that's what we want. Okay, the rest seems to be okay. Never mind. So I guess this is something I'm going to have to remember for the future iterations of the tool. We cannot have the multi-mesh node be a hidden child of the scene. It has to be physically present as a visible node within the main scene where we're using it. I feel like that might be a bit of a oversight in the behavior of the multi-mesh instance. Maybe. Do other nodes behave like that? Maybe? Sprites? Meshes? Maybe. Maybe they do. Well, alright. Let's see what breaks. Interesting. It's just constantly running this code. Probably because we shouldn't be doing anything unless the instance count is more than 1. If okay. Oh, that might be a problem. It's never gonna delete anything. Well, we should probably do it right before the for loop then. Nope, it's 57. Multi-mesh instance count. Invalid get index instance count when there's no multi-mesh, right? If multi-mesh is not null, then we can do this check. Okay. Yeah. Calm down. Save it up. Oh boy, it's gotten worse. Okay. 63. Well, that's this one. Collision shape. Shape. Okay. Man. Okay. This is complaining about something else now. 63. Invalidating the shape on base null instance. What? Okay. If as node collision shape and jeez. There you go. All right. Now, that should have populated a collision shape. And it didn't. We have a collision. This is for static collisions, for colliding with the prop. That's fair enough. Yeah, see right there. That should have populated. Get tree, current scene, name. If it's this, return. If not, has no sphere shape 3D. Create collision shape 3D. Add it as, oh, owner. Right, we're not going to be able to see it until we set the owner. Owner, can I just do self? Okay, now might be a good time to reload the script indeed. Okay, soft reload tool script. Nope. Get, oh, edited scene root. That would be, that's right, current scene would be for the running game. Get tree, edited scene root. Although technically it should have just worked. Self? Wait, what? Owner. Right. Well, hold on. Owner should be the topmost node of the parent scene, which technically would be the level. Yes. Okay, so I'm just changing completely irrelevant stuff here. Okay, edited scene root. It's for the holy Godot documentation. I'm trying to remember this stuff. Sometimes it requires a little bit of poking and prodding, to the annoying detriment of those who are watching. Okay, can you create my collision shape, please, you son of a gun? Okay, let me try this. Now it's... Damn it. So it was this thing. So maybe this has to be edited scene root name as well. Okay. Delete this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Finally, except it didn't create a sphere shape. Okay. Collision shape 3D. Shape if it's null. Shape set. Sphere shape 3D new. Okay, why don't we just do that right away here. Oh, that's probably why. Is it? No. All right. Eventually we'll get a hang of it. There we go. Yeah, that shape is there. And I can edit it as well. That's good. Man, I really wish if you had an export variable of type shape, it would actually materialize so you can adjust its dimensions as an edit export variable. But hey, there we go. What's next? The multi-mesh did not get populated. If multi-mesh is null, multi-mesh... Okay, that seems like a lot of stuff missing. Just M. M equals multi-mesh new, and then there's no such node. We are the node. So we do M, and then M transform format would be 3D. All right. Alrighty, eventually we'll get it. Okay, there's the multi-mesh. Beholder. 10. Seems to be working. The only problem is my collisions don't actually account for the rotation of the object. If we're feeling brave enough, we might be able to figure it out. Okay, scale seems to work. And then if we make unique, maybe it'll stick around this time. Let's see. Probably save the multi-mesh resource to a file as binary, especially if you have a lot of instances. If I can automate it, sure. Does it really speed up the load times if it's saved on a hard drive? I mean, if it's in the scene, it's already, and the scene is stored on a hard drive. When you open up the scene, it has to load it from a hard drive anyways. Unless there's some coding magic that I'm not familiar with. Technically, a scene is stored as text. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, it works. Okay, now we can phase through it. But I believe that enabling collidable and then providing it with the collision shape. There we go. Nice. That seems to work. Okay. Oh, don't want to do that. Ah, yes. It's raining boulders. You can actually turn that into an effect. Like if you gotta jump boulders that are flying upwards. Okay. Now we've dealt with that before. We have a raycast. And that raycast should be ignoring the collision shape of the boulders, which I think we used to have, and then we somehow managed to delete it. So, raycast. Can you make the scene files, TSCN files, also be saved as binary so they don't take as long to open and still be editable? Raycast 3D. Add exception. And then we have a static body here. Collisions. That we would like it to accept. There's only one mention of it. Alrighty. Nice. Yes, but it's better to use TSCN. Aside from just having at least a chance of recovering, let's say, a corrupted scene, so you just open it in the text file and delete the resource, is there really no way to... Well, okay, you said yes, so it is possible to do it. It's just that it's going to be a one-way street if the scene does get corrupted. Oh well, okay. I understand. Does this work? It does not. You have to make sure resources that should be saved as binary actually saved as binary. Got it. Okay, now the collidable part is not persistent. And I think that has to do with, again, with owner setting. Maybe. Yeah, that might be it. Edited scene root. We are doing it here. See, I was doing it earlier. Just totally forgot how to do it. Yeah, maybe Godot should be saving it to the physical file manually. Maybe. Okay. So, we run visible collision shapes. I think the issue with collision shapes is quite literally the same exact issue as what we have just experienced with our multi-mesh instance not saving the multi-mesh data between scene loads and executions. I think right now the collision shapes only exist within the editor. Actually, there's a way to test it. We close the scene, open it up again, and see if the collision shapes are still there. Okay, yeah, so you see no collision shapes. Now why is that? Well, let's see. Oh yeah. Look at that. So I save it. Collision shapes are there. And then we open the level back up. And collision shapes are gone. Same exact issue. So I have to now make... Why are you making multiples? Come on. Do I have the owner set? Yes. Owner, get tree, edited scene root. But realistically, the owner should be this node. Because the node... Let's see. What do we get when we run edited scene root? Does it give us... It doesn't even open the right scene. Gives us the node reference itself. Okay, so what if I do self? And then that should not be happening. Oh, that's right. That would make sense. Oh, God. I accidentally opened Duolingo on my phone 2 days ago and it's been pestering me nonstop. Okay, here we go. Collisions are here. Level. Okay, no collisions. Unless we regenerate. You don't have code that deletes all collision shapes on load. I do. I believe it shouldn't be running... Let's see. Delete. Whoops. Okay. Let's see. So shape is here. Man, I swear, they need to make a separate set of signals just for the editor. The enter tree one is shared by both the editor and the scene. And now you have to program all these exceptions to detect, is it running in a game? Is it running in a whatever? Let's see. It's still got this issue, but as you can see, it's not printing this print command. Actually, that's not even a related place. Excuse me. I'm a flippin' idiot. Here. Tool scripts are hard. Okay, let's try this again. Go here. Collision. Yes. Okay. Now, it should be... Oh, I guess I need to reload this script. Soft reload the script. Okay. 23. 56. Delete all collision shapes. Good. So that worked. And then shapes are here. Shave it. Close. Open it back up. Okay. Nope. As you can see, no deleted collision shape message. Even though this is where we delete the collision shapes. So this is the same exact issue. I'm almost certain of it. It's the same exact issue that the collision node is not located as a visible child. Because it's if I edit the scene, it's there. It's right bloody here. Right? But because it's not physically present in the main scene, I guess everything that we do to it is imaginary. We imagined it, right? It wasn't real. Fake news. But if I right-click and do editable children, now it actually exists, right, as a physical visible node here. So if I disable, enable, there's the collision shape, save this bitch, close it, open it back up, the collision shapes are still going to be there. So it's the same exact problem. Son of a bitch. What the heck? Wait, hold on. Go away. Oh. Nope. Guess not. Unless I didn't set the owner correctly. I didn't set the owner correctly. I changed it, didn't I? Yeah, it used to be correct, and now I goofed it up. Instead of self, get tree, edited scene root. Make collision nodes a direct child of your tool. Yeah, so they show up here, which kind of defeats the purpose of making tools as scenes, right? You think, oh yeah, we're gonna have this really complex tool that helps me build up complex levels, and then you find out collision shapes have to be direct children, so they'll show up here. All of their children, you know, hundreds and hundreds of shapes have to show up here. That's just so annoying, man. But yeah, who knows? Maybe Godot developers haven't actually had somebody who has a practical physical application to it, right? And then discover these issues. Maybe it's worth pushing a proposal or something. So let's see. I close it. Level. Collision shape helper node. Or just the entire collision. Yeah, collision shape as a child node. It's literally the same thing I'm doing with the shape 3D. There we go. See, now they're here. Still don't know what the hell is this. It's probably one of the tree meshes complaining about it. In Proton Scatter, they do the same thing. Yeah, no wonder. That's why. Unfortunately, Proton Scatter has been bugging out on me, so, and I can't really go delving into their clusterfuck of code that only they know how it works. Trying to work it out, because shit, man. I'm at that point in my life where it's just easier to make your own system than trying to fix someone else. Yeah, look at this shit. So we either do this or what? We either do this or have it generate the collisions in the level. But the whole point of a level editor tool is that all the editing is done in the level. So I guess we're gonna have to get rid of the collision, which is gonna be right back in the same beginning. Okay. If not has node collisions, then var c equals collision shape 3D new c.name is going to be called collisions, and then add child c true. I think the name has to be set. I think the name can be set like this. Okay, and then the rest should still technically work. This collisions is for prop collisions. I have to create a static body first. Damn it, that's what I'm missing. I would have found that out myself after I suffered enough. Don't worry. I know that you don't want to suffer and look through this. Wait another hour and a half until I realize I misspelled it. Static body new, C name collisions at child. Yes. That's what I'm missing. Thankfully, the raycast can just stay there. We don't really populate any resources in that. That would just be a complete, utter nonsense. Although, since we are doing all of our generation in the physics process, we could rely on space state ray shape, but that kind of drove me up the wall, so I just said, fuck it, let's add a raycast. Already 1 a.m. here. Oh boy, it's lovely. Okay, so get rid of this. Prop scatter version 2. The funny thing is, I basically made prop scatter version 2 do literally the same thing I had prop scatter version 1 do. The only difference is that I'm not having it run in the game. So I guess that's an improvement. Boulder. It still drives me nuts that you have to make the mesh instance unique after you dragged and dropped it from the file system, which as unique as it gets. Man, so many frustrations. But at least the perks are so far still outweighing the cons. I'll give it that. Collision shape. Where's my static body, you bitch? I need to set the owner. Owner. Guess get tree. Edited scene root. Okay. Nope, still didn't make it. Still didn't make it. Because it probably has one inside? No? No, it does not. If not, has node called collisions. Static body. Oh, yeah. Owner has to be set after we added the child. Can't have an owner if you don't exist. Hey, there we go. Well, I guess it will do. Maybe that's just my OCD wanting everything to be clean. Or whatever. Ten. Make unique. Surface. Bam. Nice. Rotation. Beautiful. We could do this. And then make it collidable. See, this right here. That is so annoying. It's also complaining about stuff because we never provided the shape. Maybe we should just have the prop collision node by itself. And then if it has a shape, then it generates a shape. If it's null, then there's nothing on it. I think we can ease the amount of work we have to do that way. Okay, collidable. There we go. Prop collision. So we go down here. If prop collision is not null, That means prop collisions have been supplied. This might not necessarily be accurate. But I suppose that kind of makes sense. If the number of instances matches the number of shapes, all we have to do is just move them around. If it doesn't match up, well, there's the problem. What if it's more, and what if it's less? Actually, I think we've accounted for that. Because when the... Excuse me. Thought train derailed completely. When the number of instances does not match, we actually destroy everything and let it be recreated. So we're safe on that front. There we go. Boulder City. Okay, now we do have a problem that we have to resolve. And that problem is, if we have duplicate, you can see that it's messing around with the same values. So, if it has a multi-mesh, we need to make it unique. Duplicate, true. I think that's it. We just duplicate it, or unique, generate unique ID. Resource. Duplicate. Duplicates this resource, returning a new resource with its exported property. It will copy the sub-resources. I think that should do it. So when we duplicate, it should give us a totally unique resource then. So that, and then move that. Well, not quite. There's a local to scene checkbox. That could work. But, you know, I'm pretty sure I've played with that before and it didn't work. Let's double check that real quick. So mesh, we do m dot local to scene. True, and then we don't do this. Get local to scene, I guess. Set local to scene. Because I'm pretty sure that when it's a duplicate, it's still a duplicate. Let's see. So that works. Duplicate. Yep. But if we take a look at the multi-mesh, yeah. Okay. Gotta reload the script. Dang it. Dang it. All right. Reload. Tool script. Good. Duplicate. Okay. No, it's still not local to scene. Okay. Hold on. Get local to scene. If the resource local to scene is true, resource has been loaded from package scene instantiation. Returns root node. Otherwise returns null. So this is not a property method. There's only get local to scene. Set local. Set locale. Yeah, there's no set local to scene. And we're creating the multi-mesh using using a piece of script. So yeah, we won't be able to actually get this to work. Which means we have to do this. If the multi-mesh is not null, duplicate should do the same thing, yes. I'm going to save this. Reload tool script. Duplicate. Nice. That's what we want. Beautiful. Damn it. Okay. God damn it. Else, if there's already one there, take the radius shape, which is in this node. Shape equals shape dot duplicate. True. God damn it. Oh God. Okay. Okay, so you go away. You duplicate. Yes. Man, the freaking node opening itself up every time. Okay, this works. We're getting a massive amount of errors here. Oh yeah. These are some debug messages we should probably get rid of. Rend scale. Okay. Start seed. That's fine. All right. Position. So we're also printing the number of instances right here. Okay. All right. Nice. Duplicate this, move that over. Everything is unique. Beautiful. We are good. We have finished this. I think. Collisions are there. Collisions are responding to size changes. That's good. Okay, we can do this. Oh, see, this is the annoying part. Hold on. Do we have a lock children thing here? Because that, no. Yes, we do. Because that might be useful. That might be exactly what that was designed for. So I want to move collision shape. Really? Really? You're not going to do the one thing you were designed to do. The freaking lock children doesn't work in 3D. Children are not selectable. Like, you know what this does in 2D, right? You try to move a sprite of the player, you move the whole player. Why does it not do the same thing in 3D? Lock is not the same. Well, it's not. I'm not locking it. I'm locking the children. Children are not selectable. Which means if you try to select the children, it selects the parent. Like, look, check this out. 2D view, right? Character, body. God damn it. Character, body, 2D. Inside, sprite, 2D. Okay. And then, where's the icon? There's the icon. Okay, so check this out. I drag the sprite, it drags the sprite. Character, body stays in one place right there. Okay. Reset. Character, body. Lock children. Where are you? There you go. Lock children. Which means if I were to move the sprite, it moves the whole character together, right? There's the player, there's the sprite. They move together. Now, fast forward. We're here. Okay? We have lock children enabled. We take the collision shape, and it moves independently. Oh boy. Right? The prop scatter is still there. I can move this all the way the fuck over there. The prop scatter is still here. Consistency? Can I get some? You know what I mean. Okay. Because I'm not trying to lock the node. Unless it's like flipped right now. So it works in both ways. I don't want it to be locked though. I want to be able to move it around. And I can still move the children. Son of a bitch. Hold on. Wait. Lock children. And lock itself. And then we go back here. And I can still move the children. Really? Really? God damn it. Alright, check that off to bug report. Oh god, no rest for the wicked. Lock only works on the node, not children. Yes, but what about children are not selectable, aka lock children? Look, you saw my demonstration with the 2D though, right? Look, I'm gonna do it again. Character body. Right? I'm gonna place it right here, right in the middle. Let's put a sprite node into it. Let's put an icon into that. Okay. Cursor tool. I click on this. I can move around the sprite. The character body stays in the same place it was. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna now click on the character body, lock the children. Right? And then now if I try to move the sprite, it moves the whole character body. Lock children, right? It works differently in 2D. Exactly. Why? It doesn't do shit in 3D, as a matter of fact. it literally doesn't do anything in 3D. Man, I'm losing my mind here. Come on, Godot. Don't make me lose my mind. I've done plenty of that with Game Maker Studio. Alright. It's fine. It's a minor inconvenience. Does this work? Please tell me it still works. I think it should work. Should still be okay. Make selected nodes children not selectable. It doesn't. Damn it. I loaded the wrong scene. Unless it's because I enable it in the parent scene and not in specifically the node that's in the level. It doesn't say it will lock the position. It says it will lock the children. And when you try to move them, it should select the parent node like it does in 2D. Right? There we go. We got collisions. Beautiful. Oh, there you go. Look at that. We basically invented a new biome. We could do a floor is lava type deal here. It doesn't say it will lock the position of children. I know it doesn't say that. Then what the fuck does it do? It does nothing. Like, let's see. What does it say? Where is it? Group selected nodes. Make selected nodes children not selectable. Okay. And then... Oh no! What will we do now? Like, come on. This is broken, right? Group selected nodes. Make selected nodes children not selectable. In the 3D editor. Well, what the fuck do you think? Like, what is this? Is this not the 3D editor? Look at it. Like, where am I editing this? Where is this magical grouping working right now? It's selected in the tree. Oh, really? Is that what it is? Aw, man. Well, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. You can't select... There we go. Okay. So we can select this here. Deselect. Okay. Okay. Now that makes sense. So at least now I understand what I was doing wrong. So I was selecting it in the tree. Oh, man, that's just... Again, if we could just populate the resources without having to instantiate these things as physical nodes in the scene, would not have been a problem. Man. It's not even that useful. Okay. Cool. We got it. Yay. God damn it. Alright. Prop tool. The fact that it expands is not very interesting. Okay, we have a tree. Hollow tree, is it? I think Dimitar's scene has the names. Let's see, what can we instance here? Let's do this one. Or even this one. What is this? Tree stump 04. Okay. Got it. All right. Make unique. Do we not have a material for this? Maybe not. Oh. It's just tree stump 4. Got it. All right. It seems to work. Whoa. Okay. Ah, right. The collision shape is still it's still the old one. Boop, go away. Okay, I might have to... We need to make them, what, ignore each other? How do we make them ignore each other? We can put them in the group called scatter tool ignore. Loop through the group. And then add collision exceptions for everything in that group. Hey. Come back. Stay. Interesting. That's along the local axis. We can make some interesting locales here. Let's see what this looks like. Well, at least we fixed the prop scatter tool. I wonder how many times I have to make this thing from scratch before I remember what to do, what not to do. Dang it. What is next on the list? I think next on the list would be an extended break. And then after that, I need to fix the pinning functionality of flashlights and flashbangs, because something is broken. Something went slightly borky brokey. with the pinning code. Hey, these things don't have collisions on them. What am I doing? Just gonna quickly generate a collision. Tree stump 4. Okay. We shall do tri-mesh collision sibling. Wow. Man. Dimitar knows his topology. Very good. Very nice. Alright. Save as. Okay, where do we put this? Resources, collision shapes. Tree stump 04. Nice. Don't save. Don't save, don't need. And then... Nice. I haven't done the full-on anime AI. It was just the walk cycle and navigation stuff that we done in the sandbox. I need an actual tangible level space within which the AI is going to be experimented with. Okay, that's not very helpful. I might have to also redo the whole leg floor detection. Might have to use an animation tree and selectively adjust the inverse kinematics on a per leg basis and kind of merge the inverse kinematics with an actual animation. Because there might be some issues. Okay. Seems like a pretty fun place to walk around. Man, you can use this prop scatter tool to create some really fascinating spaces. Nice. Look at that. Oh, we're stuck. Nice. Let me... Oh. Pretty cool. There's something that I need to figure out on how I'm going to proceed with this project. We have a story that is cooking up to be a pretty extensive set of obstacles and challenges for the player to overcome. So originally I intended on having the game be released as like arcade mode and then attach the story to that, story mode to that as an update. As I'm working on the story and working out how I'm going to present certain parts of the story, it's starting to look like it's going to be a pretty hefty chunk of labor, which kind of makes me think, would it maybe be kind of ruined, not ruined, but not as immersive if the player comes into the campaign having already played the arcade mode and knowing how everything works, or how the majority of the functionality works. So maybe, I'm considering, maybe I should hold off on doing arcade and then do the campaign first. And get the arcade as an addition, as a DLC. Or not DLC, excuse me, as an update. Either that, or if I'm going to be doing an arcade mode first, then that kind of implies that I will have to make a separate level where the arcade takes place, which has none of the bunker stuff, none of the main level stuff. So it's just a survive the night type of game. So, you know, none of these things, none of the tape players and tape controllers, none of this stuff. I mean, that could technically work. Would have something playable out and compromising the story. It's mostly the gameplay mechanics that I'm wondering about. Spoiling the gameplay mechanics. The player enters the... you know what? Maybe that's not such a big deal. Like, what gameplay mechanics are we spoiling, really? Pointing a flashlight at the enemy. Ugh. Oh no. Spoiler alert. You can run. This is actually a really interesting space to be in. I guess I could set up a separate map. You could disable some parts. Yes, but again, lay of the land. I don't want to spoil the lay of the land, so doing a separate map might actually be more appropriate. If that makes sense. Even though, you know, the funny thing is, if we are doing a separate map for the arcade, we can afford to make that map be totally random, and the campaign could be predefined. But, you know, the whole random location is part of the whole replayability selling point. Easier to manage if it's a simple map. Yes, and who knows? Maybe we'll, you know, gather some funding and distribute it among the folks. Dimitar, Antoine, Cole, and myself. And, yeah, you know, just push out the campaign. We'll focus on the campaign after that. Man, this is a really dirty medbox. I want to rework that a little bit. Oh, yeah, the medbox doesn't work. So much shit that's broken. God damn it. Yeah, that stuff, yeah, well, the whole thing's kind of sunk into the ground, so we'll need to fix that. That's not supposed to be on. Alright. Cool. Alright. I'm gonna take a break, and then I'll need to do some reconnaissance for an hour. And then we'll come back and maybe work on fixing up some issues with the pinning and whatnot. Cool. Alright. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks, Irong, for keeping the company. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll continue this in the next one. Beautiful. Thank you.